All right, so this is day 2 of the 90 days of the Jin Jing training challenge. I'm actually on my way to the gym right now where I'll be doing the Jin Jing. Yesterday was day 1, and yeah, it's harder than it was last time. Actually, I'm also getting more out of it though, which is very profound. As always, right? I wouldn't expect it to be any different, but it always surprises me in a sense how different it is. So as I was working through it yesterday, my intention was, as I mentioned in the opening video I recorded, I haven't uploaded it yesterday, so if you haven't seen it, it's no wonder. But I was talking about how it initially took me about an hour and 15 minutes to maybe an hour and a half max. But it was right in that 75 to 90 minute region of time to get through the entire set. And my intention is to, like, as I'm doing this every day, shave away at that time a little bit, become a little more efficient in, the transitions and in getting into the postures more quickly and things like that. So I went in yesterday, I put the stopwatch on as soon as I started the training, so that I would have a record of it. And I really knew, like, within 4 exercises that this is not going to be a shaved down, trimmed up session. By the time I got finished, it was actually an hour and 43 minutes, which is maybe the longest time it's ever taken me to get through the Jin Jing set. And so, what does that tell me? Well, I knew it because, like, in the midst of it, I know I'm getting so much of these out of these exercises. There's no way I'm shortening them. I got to stay in this to get the most out of it before I just stop, shift, do the other side, or move on to the next exercise in the set, which is causing me to get more out of it, which is causing me to want to get more out of it. And it's sort of this continuous cycle where I get a little more opening and stretch and connection, and then I'm able to sung and release around that, which gives me a little bit more stretch and connection, and so on. And I become greedy with it. Like, I want to get more. So obviously, naturally, I'm really refining my attention, becoming granular with the processes, so that this is what I've been doing with my training anyway. So this is why it's so profound, is because as we change, the training changes. It changes how it affects us. It changes what the purpose of this particular exercise might be for us at that time, what it's activating, what it's pulling on, what it's opening, what it's doing, right? And where our attention should be in the process. And it becomes more and more refined and more profound. And this is, again, very different from external exercises like just going to the gym and working out with weights. I'm not going to get this same type of transformation. It adds on to what's already there, right? It builds to what's already there. But this refinement process, it goes in deeper, constantly deeper. Which is why in the initial year or 2 of the training, depending on, your teacher, maybe longer for you as an individual as well, or it could be shorter, but generally first couple of years, you want to avoid external, like, weight training and things like that, like the plague, because they cause contraction, and contraction is the enemy to this whole process. What we're developing is release of contraction. What is holding, right? Holding is a type of contraction, and we're trying to release the holding within the shape of these various postures and things. That's, one of the main aspects of all the Tai Chi training, as far as I can tell, in the early stages, are basically about this. And probably doesn't change as you get deeper, it just becomes more profound. That seems to be the trajectory, so I don't expect it to change. So it gets deeper and more profound, not just stronger and, a more developed external. Okay, maybe the underlying frame gets stronger as well because we're constantly loading that with pressure. All good, just different. It's not the same. So, in any case, all right, I'm almost here. That's that. Day 2. Keeping myself accountable, that's really why I'm doing this, is okay, this is a great way for me to make sure that I don't miss any days. In fact, yesterday on the video I was saying how I'm going to take a day off every week. I decided, unless something tells me in the training otherwise, to not do that. I'm actually, because I don't even have time to do it. I counted out the days. I have until like January 25th-ish, 23rd, 22nd. I think I'm traveling to Thailand on like the 22nd. So I might have exactly 90 days to get there. 88 days after today. Today's day 2. So nonetheless, yeah, just gonna continue on. Plan on doing this every day. So yeah, that's what it is. Got to do it now because I put it out there. All right, got to do it now. No escaping it. And again, I know the being on the other side of these 90 days will thank me. Actually, is thanking me right now in that future timeline, in that future point on the timeline. Is looking back and smiling, saying, oh man, thank you for getting me here. Thank you for getting me here. All right. Catch you guys in a bit. I gotta go train.